That's all I'm saying.
And
Like,
Bubba had 2 eliminations too.
was it both R-Truth and The Miz?
Yes, it was. Yes.
Wow,
yes,
great,
it very
great,
much
great,
was.
great.
Well, at number 5, we get for one of the first guys that we both said that should have won this match, Bray Wyatt. Honestly, he was so over at this time.
He's doing his version of the CM Punk Sermon on the Mount Rumble run too.
He did do that. He did it for a little while actually. He had 7 eliminations in this Rumble. He eliminated Bubba Ray Dudley, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, both of his former Wyatt family teammates.
Yeah.
Eliminated the Boogeyman because he was another surprise that came out. Not a very good one, not a very welcome one, but why not?
Well, it's the Boogeyman. He's coming to get you.
Yeah, great. Then he eliminated Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, aka the
Matt Cardona, or Chelsea Green's husband.
Chelsea Green's bitch, basically.
Wow.
And then finally another guy that I think could have won the match. Daniel Bryan or else Bryan Danielson, whoever you want.
Yeah, he should have won that match, and then they have Bray eliminate him, so they made everyone hate Bray.
And now, after this,
did Bray even get to the Final Four, Dan?
No.
He did not get to the Final Four.
Bray did last 47 minutes though.
Was he the Iron Man of the match?
Yes, he was.
There's at least that.
Yes, he was.
I do recall there was a few others that the crowd was totally into, and it would have worked because the crowd was into it at the time. Could have been Rusev.
Rusev, he come out at 15 after some awful filler beforehand. With Fandango, Tyson Kidd, and Stardust coming out.
That's a killer's row right there.
Really.
Pre-good Cody Rhodes.
Here's some more killers row. We have Adam Rose at 18.
That was great with his rosebud dance. Hey.
Damian Mizdow at 21.
Right.
Jack Swagger at 22.
Miz was trying to take his spot, though. Miz was trying to take Damien Sandow's spot to get back in the match.
I think he did for a little bit.
Well, he got thrown back out, and then Damien went in, and then he got thrown out, too.
Yeah. Jack Swagger at 22. Ryback at 23.
Hey, Ryback was still over at the time.
And then the funniest one of all, Titus O'Neil at 26.
Look, he was over, okay? He was great.
Okay.
Listen,
right.
look.
Right.
The Final Four, Dean Ambrose should have been in Final Four, too.
He was, I believe.
Was he Final Four, Dean Ambrose?
Oh, wasn't
No, he was not, because
of Rusev.
It was Rusev,
right.
Kane, and Big Show!
That's right. He was Final 5. Okay, he was Final 5. Or we thought he was Final 4, but then, anyway, we'll get to that part. So we round out with Bad News Barrett, Cesaro, Big Show, Dolph Ziggler coming in the last 4 entrants. That's not a bad group. It's not awful. Dolph Ziggler was mega over at the time.
Again, 5 of the guys before Roman was even mentioned in that group.
Yes, Roman Reigns came out at 19. He eliminated 6 guys.
And he had a nap for most of it.
He did. He was in for over 27 minutes. Slept for probably about 20 of those minutes.
Yeah, he was probably in the corner on the mat for 20 minutes of that match.
Probably, yeah. But anyway, Daniel Bryan gets eliminated early. He only lasts 10 minutes in the match. He gets eliminated halfway through the Rumble.
Oh.
And it was at this point in time where we both noticed it that the crowd died. The crowd just utterly died.
As soon as Bryan was out, it wasn't just boos. It was then crickets.
Yes, the crowd just died. Nobody. No, they booed first, and then they just died.
Then the realization that sank in, it's going to be Roman Reigns winning this match.
And they just died.
Because they all knew. They all knew it was going to be Roman Reigns at that point.
They did not care. They stopped caring. I mean, you had a bit of hope with Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose. Maybe even a glimmer of hope with Dolph Ziggler, but not really. But You get down to your final four, which is Roman Reigns, Kane and Big Show, which now, by the way, this looked like this was our final three, and I'll get to why in a minute. But it looked like our final three was Roman Reigns, 5 years before he became the tribal chief.
So this is back when Roman was hated, like, and he was shoehorned in and everything. They tried to make him the Super Cena new era. The company was only focusing on making one guy the star and no one else mattered. And they wanted to be Roman Reigns against our will.
Yes, so people hated him for it. And then we have Kane and Big Show, who are 10 years past their sell-by date by 2015. It's not good. But they're the Authority's henchmen, because the Authority were a thing at this point. But and Roman Reigns overcomes both of them.
Bryan's elimination led into like a stream of chaos that the crowd was cheering for anybody but Roman Reigns.
Yes.
They wanted Rusev at the end of it.
They did. So Roman Reigns overcomes Kane and Big Show, as kind of we all knew he would. And we all didn't want, but, you know, in all honesty, I'd rather Roman Reigns than Kane or Big Show at that point.
Yeah.
But then Rusev, aka Miro, if you're an AEW fan, comes back into the ring, kind of like how Alberto Del Rio and Santino had their little thing in 2011, even though you knew that Santino wasn't gonna win. But anyway, it was kind of funny. Rusev comes in. Immediately gets hit with a spear from Roman Reigns. Roman throws him out like he's a sack of garbage.
Bell rings, and then
crowd boos. The crowd pops so loud for Rusev, who was a heel.
I'm telling you, anybody but Roman.
Anybody but Roman. They were popping huge, but it was just Roman wins. As we all kind of knew after Bryan got eliminated.
Well, the thing is, like, it was... The fans felt insulted at that point.
Yes, they did.
Bryan apparently warned the producers in the back that his elimination would cause problems. It would be a bad reception. It was in Philadelphia, which, by the way, where he broke out as a star, too, in Ring of Honor.
Yes.
So it's also hit one of his hometown crowds.
Yes, it is.
So you got the hardcore ROH fans that came to probably see him. He's only in for 10 minutes. He's eliminated by another popular star.
Yes.
Early in the match, not even at the final part. He should have been in final four. It should have been, if you're going to do Roman, it should have been Roman, Dean, Bray, Bryan.
That should have been your four. Right there. Easily.
Because then it would have made Roman look better. Conquering 3 more popular heroes.
Yeah. And so after the match ends, Kane and Big Show decide, you know what? We're going to get some revenge. We're going to beat the shit out of Roman again. Well, there's a certain cousin of Roman Reigns who decided, no. Well, The Rock came out, and I think this was one of the very few nights where the crowd did not smell what The Rock was cooking.
No,
So The Rock takes out both Kane and Big Show with the help of Roman Reigns, and then endorses Roman by raising his hand. The crowd boos mercilessly.
And The Rock is visibly confused.
And The Rock is looking around going like, what the hell?
What have I done?
He's like, what's going on?
What did I do to deserve this treatment?
I don't know. He's like, he's so upset. He looks almost upset, like, how dare you boo me?
Don't you know I'm the fucking Rock?
Like, I'm the man around here.
Like, that's what it is.
It's like mid-'80s, somebody booing Hogan.
Yeah.
In the 80s. You didn't. You just didn't. But that Philly crowd in 2015...
They didn't want him. They wanted nothing to do with him.
They wanted nothing to do with him because he endorsed Roman. Now, if he had hit a rock bottom on Roman in the middle of the ring, the crowd would have went nuts.
Oh yeah,
The
100%.
crowd would have went absolutely ballistic.
He should have done it anyway. Fuck it, like just
Kind of like how Austin should have stunned McMahon at WrestleMania X7.
And like this whole thing also led to WrestleMania 31 build that nobody wanted, but we all expected because they brought back the Beast for Roman to conquer.
Roman and Brock Lesnar.
And then thankfully, they saw some of the errors of their ways and committed the heist of the century move
with Seth Rollins,
which is one of the greatest cash-ins in wrestling history.
It's probably the greatest cash-in in wrestling history.
And the only person that didn't know was Roman's dad. Remember that?
Yeah.
Roman's dad got upset.
No, I thought they called an audible in the middle of the
yeah,
match.
Roman's dad didn't know. Roman's dad thought it was gonna be Roman Reigns' crowning achievement at WrestleMania, and then Seth Rollins comes out and takes it away from him. And apparently Roman's dad went in the back and wanted to beat the shit out of Vince before.
That was Sika, Afa, or Sika.
It was either Afa or Sika. They were both there anyway.
Yeah, one of them.
They wanted to see Roman get crowned champion. They thought they was gonna beat the conquering beast. Seth comes out, beats them both.
When did Roman finally get that title? Oh, it was
the following year.
Not like Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, Survivor Series. Yeah,
yeah, but then he immediately lost to Sheamus and then won it back.
God, see, this is what I'm saying. It goes down a path of like we have to make Roman the guy.
Because so he would win the belt at Survivor Series, immediately get bro kicked by Sheamus, who was cashing in Money in the Bank. Sheamus beat him, won the title back. Who, by the way, Sheamus had not held a world title in WWE in 4 years. And almost 4 years.
This was also League of Nations joke of a Sheamus.
Yes, like Mohawk Sheamus.
This is the worst version of Sheamus in history of his
easily.
Career.
Roman would win it back. Then Roman would have a brief little feud with Vince McMahon, of all people.
Because they had no one else. They had no one else.
No, well, Vince never wrestled him, but
I know, but they had no one else.
No, but then they had him defend it in the Rumble match. This is also the debut of
Oh my
AJ
God!
Styles.
Didn't Triple H win that one?
Triple H did win that one. And the main event of WrestleMania 32, Roman Reigns, Triple H. The main event nobody cared about, but they wanted Triple H to win.
Triple H and Roman is going to be on this list eventually too because it's actually not good. It's a bad match.
And it's like 30 minutes long.
Yeah, it's a long match to go through.
I don't want to watch it. But we have to.
So the match itself, though, Dan, because it led to all these after effects of the shoehorning of... Roman wasn't good till 2020. Let's be fair
Roman
here.
Didn't get there until...
Till after the pandemic, really.
Until the pandemic. That was it. Until he came back.
So, knowing this, and we have another 6 years of Roman not working... After this, what would you put 2015?
Okay, so let's go through our matches here that we have.
So
it's worse than the Good Housekeeping. It's worse than the Elimination Chamber.
Okay, so would you say I would say it's more like disappointing than bad.
Yes.
Is it worse than Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior on Halloween Havoc?
No, I think it's better than that.
So it's at least middle of the pack. Is it better than Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon?
Yes. It's better than Pat McAfee and Vince McMahon. I would say it's probably the third best that we've seen.
So it's still better than Chronic versus the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah, I think it is. Cause I like a Rumble match, I really do.
Most of them I've never really been disappointed in.
I'm usually not upset at watching a Rumble match. It's not really
right.
But now, if we want to give
if
we want to give it a star rating,
what would you give it on our scale? Because right now the worst one we've given so far is a -4, which is Trump and Rosie.
And what did we give the Chamber?
The Chamber match itself, the Elimination Chamber match,
it was a 2.
Gave it a 2.
And we gave the Good Housekeeping a 3.
Yeah, because it was not bad. It was 3.
So I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna also give it a 2.
The fact that a Rumble match is 2 is more disappointing than the Chamber match. But the Chamber match is still a worse match.
But we also the Rumble at this point, we went through a lot of not great Rumbles in this time. Although 2016 was actually pretty good. You had the debut of AJ Styles. You had Chris Jericho.
But we know how it ends with Triple H as champion.
Yes.
Which is what... The thing is, it's the ending of these Rumbles that disappointed everyone. It was Batista in 2014.
Yeah. It was John Cena again in 2013, even though we didn't.
That's what I'm
need it.
saying. Is that they weren't necessarily bad. It was just the endings were like, what the fuck were they doing?
2012 was Sheamus when it should have been Chris Jericho.
Right.
Like,
well, but we will get into the next one now because it's gonna get worse from here.
oh Lord.
The next one is one that